Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC, a weekly podcast and YouTube channel discussing everything Wrexham from the point of view of long-term fans and brand new fans like my wife. So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome back to episode 28, and what an episode have we got for you today?
Woo! And breathe.
I've got a massive headache after today.
So we're filming this on Sunday night. So the Sheffield United game obviously was at 4:30. We've come home, we've had some food quickly, and we've decided to do this. I don't know how it's going to go. I'll be honest, because there's a weird mixture of adrenaline and all sorts of stuff, all sorts going on. So I don't know how this is going to go, if I'm perfectly honest.
But welcome.
Yeah, but hello.
Hi.
Yeah. So okay. Is there any way you want to start, or
Well,
this is going to be a weird podcast. I can just see it already.
It was amazing. Do you know what?
Well, before you get into it,
all right.
This is the Sheffield United game that we're going to talk about. So, where do we start?
Well,
where do we start?
Well, for me, we've always said the Dover game, there's nothing that can top this game. Well, I think we may have just witnessed.
I don't know about that.
I know we didn't win. I know we drew, but it was an intense game.
It was all out, wasn't it? And to be fair, it was all out all the way through. It was literally, there was no let up. It was, it was them, it was us again, it was them. And it was, for a complete performance.
Yeah.
It was just, everything was there. And for the any neutrals watching that, my God, you would have been treated to an absolute classic. It was such a good game. One thing we should mention, we were obviously at the game.
We were.
We've witnessed it live as it happened.
We have.
We haven't watched the highlights back. We haven't watched the game back in any way, shape or form. We've had some other media commitments after, which we'll talk about later on. So yeah, we've literally game, a little bit of something else for the BBC, and then we've come to do this.
Other channels are available.
Yeah, and then we've come to do this. So we haven't had the benefit of any sort of replays or anything like that. So we're just going to try and give
different camera angles.
Yeah, we're going to try and give our honest opinion based on what we actually saw.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's worth going straight to the start. I suppose that's probably the best place to start, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't a great start, to be fair. With 2 minutes in and Sheffield United.
Yeah. Wasn't even 2 minutes.
I think it was about 1 minute 51 seconds. I think it was.
It was early, and we talked about this before the game. We were like, just keep it tight early on.
Keep it tight.
You don't want to concede an early goal. And literally, practically their first attack, and they've. I've had the benefit of seeing this replay. I know I did that big speech about not seeing a replay.
Oh, you did run in, didn't you?
At half time, I had a quick look.
Yeah.
So Tunnicliffe was picking up McBurney. And basically you have that thing that happens now where you have that big huddle of players in the middle.
It's so difficult to see what's going on.
Yeah, and then McBurney spun one way around that pack of players. Tunnicliffe sort of just lost him. Not a major mistake, but he couldn't just track him because McBurney spun round the outside of that pack of players. So instead of following him, where he would have been behind him and not goal side, he spun the other way. Unfortunately, the ball's come in. He's whipped it in quite quick. McBurney's just got there before. Now, unfortunately, there's someone on the line, maybe Luke Young. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
For me, probably should have pushed out when McBurney's coming into that space.
Yeah.
But we've gone 1-0 down, and it was disappointing, really, because I think, I don't know what Phil Parkes had said before the game, but I imagine it was, let's not concede to an early goal. Let's keep it nice and tight at the back, and let's, play around, and then let's see what happens sort of, during the game.
Yep.
I think to concede after 1.5 minutes was disappointing. When that goal went in, bearing in mind they're a championship team.
Yep.
So they're 3 tiers above us.
Yep.
We're a non-league team. We're not really sure how they're going to perform. You would imagine pretty well. When they went ahead after a minute and a half, what's your initial thoughts?
I sank into my chair, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Because I thought, do you know what? It's, is it going to go our way? Is it not? I don't know. But then they scored and it was like, oh.
Yeah.
And you could see the disappointment on a lot of fans' faces when you looked at even, like, you know, we all had I had a cheeky little look up at Ryan Reynolds. And he was a bit like, oh, God, you know, a bit disappointed. But yeah, I thought, you know what? I thought we beat Coventry. So why the hell can we not beat Sheffield? Just because they're second in the championship table.
Yeah, can I be honest?
Yeah.
When I didn't...
No, you cannot.
Like I said last week, I've seen Sheffield United play a lot this season.
Yep.
Because they're a good team, and I like watching good teams play, you know, regardless who they are. The last couple of weeks, I've watched them a little bit more than I normally would, because obviously this game was coming up. And they're a great team. They are a great team. And the thing that worried me prior to the game was if we let them, they could run away with this. And I wanted the lads to do us proud and dig in and really do that.
Yeah.
And when they went 1-0 up so early, based on what I'd seen of Sheffield United in this season and especially in the last couple of weeks, I was quite fearful that
was it.
We were going to get hammered at that point, because I thought they've got a foothold. They've calmed their nerves straight away, because they would have had nerves coming into that game. They're playing a non-league team. They don't want to be another statistic of somebody who's been knocked out by a non-league team, you know, so there would have been nerves there. That settled them down straight away. And I'm thinking, I was fearful it was going to be a bit of a landslide at that point. But then we lost Tunnicliffe at that point, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And Max came on to replace him. About 5 minutes after that, we lost Aaron Hayden.
Well, he went down, didn't he, once, and then he got back up, started playing again, and then something happened, and he went down again. And it was like, yeah, he's going to have to go off now.
That game aside, what's your concerns now moving forward with them two?
Well, I mean, look what happened at the end of last season. We had Hayden out again. I mean, he walked off. He didn't seem to be in any pain as he was walking off. So I don't know whether that was a precaution, right? You know, he's down, get him off to make sure that he's still fit for the rest of the season. As with Tunnicliffe, maybe. Because, you know, I know it was like an important game, but it wasn't as important as getting us promoted. So I don't know whether it was a precautionary measure that Parky decided to get them two off to cause them any more further injuries that could prevent them from carrying on.
Yeah, it is concerning though for me, you know, knowing that Hayden's had problems with his hamstring in the past.
Yeah.
The way he walked off, I would guess that was possibly what it was again this time.
Do you think he was limping off, or
no, not massively, but you know, we've seen a couple of players pick up hamstring injuries. Mendy, Bryce has picked up hamstring injuries. They tend to just walk off and they tend to look okay, but then they're out for quite a few weeks. So it is a concern. I think it's just
wait and see. I think
it's a wait and see, but it definitely is concerning. Look, Max came in and had a great game. He was brilliant,
amazing.
Even when later on, I know I'm jumping ahead a little bit, they put Billy Sharp on later on, and Billy Sharp has got lots of experience. He knows how to play defenders. Yeah. I thought Max played great against him. But, you know, Billy, with all his experience, I think Max very much kept him to a degree quiet.
Do you think that's because Max is that you know, so much younger and he's got that speed, or I mean, he hasn't got the experience like Billy Sharp?
No, I think with Max it's very much a case of I think people like Ben Tozer coming in has helped Max massively. Yeah, because he does look quite mature. For considering how young he is.
How old is Max Cleworth?
Early 20s. I don't know, if I'm honest. Definitely early 20s. 21, 22, something like that. And I think having someone like Ben Tozer there,
like a mentor type thing.
Yeah, I think has helped him hugely. And he does look really sort of, you know, wise beyond his years, and I think he played very well.
He definitely stepped up to the mark when he came on. Definitely.
Yeah. Strangely, though, if we take, I mean, if you'd asked, what's the worst possible start Wrexham could have? I think we had it, to be honest. Going a goal down so early, losing 2 players in the same position, centre-backs.
Kind of like our brick wall, if you like.
Yeah, and I think that was possibly the worst start we could have had. Strangely,
however,
do you think the injuries helped us in a way? Because if you think they scored nice and early, settled them in, bit of momentum, do you think the disruption of the injuries helped to just settle everything back down, take their impetus away from them a little bit, and get it back on a level playing field?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it definitely helped. Yeah. And as stupid as it sounds, I think them, you know, the 2 or 3 minutes for the Tunnicliffe injury, the 2 or 3 minutes for the Hayden injuries, you know, because he went down twice.
Yeah.
I think it definitely helped. Just settle the whole sort of scenario down. Right, let's regroup. You know, we've got this time.
Yeah.
Let's settle everything down.
Yeah.
What did you make of the first half? As a whole.
I don't think it was as exciting as the second half. I thought they were quite not withdrawn. That's the wrong word, but they were kind of like, I don't know. They looked a bit fearful, if I'm honest.
Who, Wrexham?
Yeah.
I thought they played really
No,
well.
I'm not saying they didn't play well.
Yeah.
But I think you could...
A bit restricted.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think you could tell at that point that we were a National League team and Sheffield United were the Championship team.
I disagree. I thought...
Well, obviously, you disagreeing with me, people are going to think, well, yeah, you know more about football than Charles.
Not at all.
No,
I do disagree, though. I thought we were very much...
What's new?
We played very well in the first half.
I'm not saying they didn't.
No, hear me out.
Okay.
I haven't finished my point. I thought we played very well in the first half. I thought we looked very composed, considering we went down to an early goal, considering we'd lost 2 first-team players so early on. I thought we looked composed. I thought we created chances. I was very pleased with that first half performance, and I felt a little bit disappointed that we were still 1 down. You know, I thought we'd created a few chances. We had the free kick at the end of the half that Mullin blasted. It was so close in. It was a little bit 5 yards further back. I think it was perfect for Tom O'Connor. Little Tom O'Connor dink. But because it was so close, I turned to you or my dad and I said, someone's just got to blast this and hope it takes a deflection.
It must be your dad, because it wasn't me.
No.
Well, you might have said it to me, but I wasn't listening.
No, and I said, someone's just got to blast this, which Mullin did.
Yeah.
And unfortunately...
it didn't go in.
It didn't go in. But, you know, 1-0 down, we were very much in the game. I wouldn't say we were the better team, but equally I wouldn't say they were the better team in the first half. I think it was quite equal. And I think that's why I was disappointed we were losing. Because I think it was very much a 0-0 or a 1-1, I think would have been a fair... half-time score for that. Well, definitely for me. We had a poo. No, we didn't have a poo.
Well,
we had a few.
We went to the toilet a few times.
We had a few penalty shouts in the first half. Mullins.
Yeah.
We had a couple of other little ones. Anything that you thought? Well, that was definitely a penalty.
No.
No.
I don't think so.
No, I think there was a few, wasn't it? I think the main one was Mullin going through, and the keeper looked like he just clipped him. But I don't think there was anything in any of them really that you'd sort of feel aggrieved as to getting. I thought we were going to get one eventually. I'll be honest, because I thought the ref had turned so many appeals down. So I thought we might wear him down at some point and we might get something, but we didn't.
So you know what happens like when we're playing obviously the first half and then you've got the second half.
Yeah.
I get so in the zone and I'm like I forget what happened in which half. And I know we didn't score obviously in the first half and we, you know, all our goals were in the second half, but you just like you saying there about the penalty. Was that the first half? Was that the second half? I can't remember.
I just try and remember which way I'm looking.
I know, yeah.
Looking towards the cop.
So yes, looking towards the
cop.
The
lack of cops.
The air.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think. Do you think the fact that we were for the first half we were, away from the fan, from the
always the best way. Always the best way.
And then obviously, do you think they came back in after that half time and they were shooting towards the tech end? Is it the tech end?
Call it what you like. Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
Do you think that kind of had a massive advantage for us because we're aiming that way? We've got the momentum of the fans behind us.
I've said it before. It's sort of it's almost sucking the ball in. It's because you're playing towards your fans is huge.
Yeah.
If we win the toss, we will always choose to shoot towards the empty end first because you want that momentum in the second half of shooting towards your own fans.
Yeah.
You always do. And when you score and you want to celebrate with the people behind the goal, that's where you want to go. And, so I think we must have won the toss today, my assumption is, because otherwise I think any team playing us are going to want us to shoot against an empty stand in the second half.
In the second half, yeah.
100%. And I think you always want, a team to be shooting away from their fans in the second half because it's, like I say, it's that momentum, isn't it? And you're looking directly at your fans and all that passion and all that,
Sucking the ball in.
Sucking it in. The atmosphere was crazy today, though, wasn't it?
I think I caused quite a lot of the stir, to be honest. I was
Did you?
proper. I think
so out of the 10,000, you think you were a big sort of part of that, that atmosphere?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I nearly wet myself a couple of times. I'm not going to lie.
I'm not. I shouldn't say this on the podcast, but I think you said to me, I think I did wet myself a couple of times.
I didn't.
Sorry to throw you under the bus, but I think that is what you said.
I didn't, everybody.
A little bit.
I didn't, but maybe a little bit of wee came out. Because I was very excited. And I've got a bad hip at the minute.
Yes.
And I found myself jumping up and down. And I'm in excruciating pain now. But because of the adrenaline of the game and stuff like that, don't arm me like that.
Bless you.
It was, honestly, it was just the atmosphere.
Yeah, I know, it was crazy. In the second half, I think the thing that pleased me the most was we didn't shrink, because I think easily, as a team, you could start to feel a bit disheartened in the sense of, like, we've tried, we've really put everything into that first half, we've got nothing from it. At times their build-up play was very quick and slick, and you might have felt disheartened, but we didn't. We literally, at that second half started and we took control of that game. 100%.
Yeah.
It was, it was ours and we looked the better team for most of that second half. I mean, strangely, we conceded 2 in the second half. We only conceded 1 in the first half, but I still believe we looked the better team. And I would, it'd be great to speak to a Sheffield United fan, but I'd be interested to see their point of view on it as well. Whether they felt that we were the better team or whether we're looking at this through rose-tinted glasses.
Yeah.
But for me, I definitely think we were the better team. So JJ made it 1-1.
Yep.
And the whole place erupted and it went mental. How did you think it was going to go from that point?
Well, I was glad that we were at 1-1. I don't know. I think with games like the FA Cup, obviously if we're in, we're playing the first, it was 4th round, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But if you're going to draw, you know that you've got another game that you have to do, you have to replay.
Yeah.
And I think you just kind of wanted them to do, you wanted Wrexham to just score another goal.
Yeah.
Just to get it so we didn't have to do the replay.
And we did. So Tom O'Connor got the second one.
I'm not sure he did.
Yeah, I think he did.
I think Mullen did.
No, Mullen got the third.
I think Mullen got both of them.
No, I don't think he did.
Okay,
So O'Connor got the second one. Puts us 2-1 up. Same question. I know I'm repeating myself, but at that moment, so you're looking at that game, we're 2-1 up. You're kicking back off 2-1.
Yeah.
What did you think the response was going to be from Sheffield United?
I'm not sure, really.
No. Do you think their quality was going to start to show at some point?
What, the fans or the players?
Players, obviously.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't really understand the question.
Wow, it's such an in-depth answer. I mean, we're going to have to cut you off there, Siân. And we're going to have to move it forward.
Stop talking.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Well, at that point when we were 2-1 up,
Yeah.
what were you expecting from the rest of the game? Were you expecting?
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, I get
they're a championship team. Is their quality?
Oh, they weren't going to just lie back and just let them walk all over them. No, not a chance.
No, I think our lead lasted 4 or 5 minutes, and then they came back into it 2-2.
Yeah.
They were really starting to sort of show some quality at that point. I still think we were the better team.
Yeah,
I still think we were on top. But when they had chances to attack, I definitely think their quality was starting to show there. And there was a couple of players that were taking us on. They were finding some pockets of space.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit, I was a little bit scared at that point. I thought, did you have that feeling the same as me, where you go, we've scored 2, it's currently 2-2.
Yep.
There's about 20 minutes left. Whatever happens now.
It's like the Coventry game.
It was very much, I felt that sort of pride.
Yeah.
Look, whatever happens now,
we've shown
give it a go.
Yeah.
So the red card.
Yes.
So Daniel Jefferson got sent off. We're a little confused as to why. Tozer was making a sort of gesture of kicking, like he'd kicked out at him off the ball. Like an off-the-ball sort of incident. We haven't seen the replay, so there's not a lot that we can really say about that.
The fourth official obviously seen something.
He did, because he called the ref over.
He did.
And I think
I've never seen that before. I didn't realise that was a thing.
No, yeah, so I very much think that when the fourth official calls the ref over,
yeah,
I don't think he's stopping it for nothing. And I think it's very much, I was expecting to see the red card come out at that point, even though I hadn't seen the incident. I was very much expecting the red card. I still
didn't see the red card, though.
Oh, I did.
And I didn't see the... Because did Young get booked?
No, Tozer got booked as
well.
Was it Tozer? Yeah, so I think...
didn't see a card coming up for that. It was just like very...
Yeah, there was a little bit... There must have been some sort of little altercation. I'm sure we'll see it in the replay.
Yes.
And I think Jefferson's kicked out at him.
Yeah.
And that's why he's got the red card.
I think at the point where we were winning... I think Sheffield United players were getting a bit like, oh my God, we cannot be, like you said before, we cannot be one of these statistics where we've got beaten by a National League team in the FA Cup.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think they were getting annoyed, and possibly what happened in the Tozer incident, maybe he was just like, a lack of concentration and just maybe forgot where he was for a minute.
I think it worked in our favour because Jefferson he looked good. In the first half, he had a couple of shots. He was pacey.
Yeah.
He was starting to take people on. And to be honest, it's the best thing that could have happened for us. I mean, didn't change their shape massively because them lost a defender, them lost a midfielder, they lost an attacker. So their shape sort of in the sort of the defensive shape and their midfield shape hadn't changed.
Yeah.
It was just they had one less sort of striking option to sort of aim for in the middle. But Sheffield United, with the quality they've got, they can get goals all over the pitch. So, it was a nice scenario to happen, not for Sheffield United, but it was for us, and I think it definitely helped us. So we went 3-2 up.
We did.
Mr. Mullin.
Mr. Paul Mullin.
Mr. Paul Mullin got the third one. Oh, just before that, actually, one thing I
genuinely thought he scored 2 goals because I was thinking I was going to get a hat-trick here.
No, he didn't. No,
I know. I've just checked on BBC Sport, and it was O'Connor.
Yeah, I know it was. You didn't need to fact check me.
I know, but I like to prove you wrong if I can.
Yeah, I know. I have noticed. Just before that, one thing, bit of praise. We're playing a championship team.
Yep.
We went for it at that point.
We were on it like a carb on it.
We brought McFadzean off. We went to
who, by the way.
Another player who played
amazingly. I told you that your dad's always got a little thing about McFadzean.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I was like, you cannot say
that
he did not work his butt off today because he was
very good.
Immense. He was brilliant.
He was brilliant. So McFadzean come off.
Yep.
We put Dalby on So, we're playing a championship team. We're not going to sit back on this. We're going to go. What
was it that you said? You said, "Oh, this is brave. This is brave."
It was brave,
and I was like, "What do you mean brave?"
Well, we've gone from 3/5 at the back.
Yeah.
We've gone to 4 at the back.
Yep.
And we put 3 strikers on, and we've basically it's sort of like the equivalent of a big massive guy standing in front of you, right? Big muscly, big, sort of guy standing there, and you going, come on then, let's have you. We'll have you right now. And that's
what we did.
And that's basically what it was. Yeah. It was us standing there going, I don't care what league you're in. At this moment in time, we are better than you. So we're going to throw another striker on, and we're going to have a go at you. And then that's the point when then Mullin scored.
Yes.
4 minutes to go, and it was.
Oh, it was so
one of them where it's going. Oh no! It's 4 minutes, but it's so long.
4 minutes was the longest 4 minutes ever.
And I think they equalised in the 95th.
We didn't even know how much added time there was.
We didn't. We were timing it, and we assumed it was about 7, but they never announced it, and we never saw the board go up.
They might have done, but we were so
and they scored in the 95th.
Oh.
And what for you? Because Pullen, God, Palmer hit the bar as well with that sort of rifler before all this happened, which I thought was going in. Did you see 3-3 coming? Did you think they're going to come back?
Do you know what? Because of the way that the game was going, I was hoping it, and I was like praying that it wouldn't. Yeah. But I thought, do you know what? They're just going to pip it in the post here, and they're going to
pip it in the post.
What is it? Pit it.
Pip it.
Pip it to the post.
Pip it in the post, you just said.
Did I?
Yeah, you oddball.
Right, well, anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah, they just kept coming.
They did. Every time we got a goal, they were like, right, no, this is not happening. They got a goal. And then it was
were good. Look, we were amazing. But they just kept coming. And you just sort of, I had this horrible feeling. But having said that, I had that horrible feeling at Coventry as well. And it didn't happen. So I was hoping to be proved wrong again.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Sorry, it just.
Do you know what? It was. I mean, how can any Wrexham fan not be proud of how the lads played today? It was
absolutely superb, and I don't think, apart from holding on for a couple more minutes, I think when they watch that goal back, they will be disappointed.
Of course they will.
Because the thing about it, I sort of think if Hayden was there, maybe not. But it was to the back post, and he probably wouldn't have been at the back post, and it was disappointing. But, well, here's a question then. What was your emotion? Did you feel disappointed? Or did you feel, yes, we've got a draw?
Well, for me, my feelings on the FA Cup game.
I don't anymore, because you
don't really know
like
myself.
The wind.
Well, when you're there, you kind of want them to win, but then you think, oh, great, now we've got replay, which means more games are going to be postponed.
Yeah, but
the question that you asked me.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's go back to the actual question.
What was the actual question?
Did you feel disappointed that we didn't win? Or did you think, yes, we got a draw out of that?
I was right, okay. Twofold.
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
Yes.
Because we've got to now have a replay.
Yeah.
But I was mainly gutted for the lads because they worked so hard to win us that game, and just at the last minute I'm going to say it again, they were pipped to the post.
Yes, there was clear they were devastated. I could see Palmer was on the floor, Luke Young was gutted, and for me, I was proud. Yes, proud of them. I thought they played. I thought that on the day they were the better team.
Yeah.
Over the course of the game, they were the better team.
Yeah.
But I was disappointed because I just wanted to hold on, because I think we'd done enough. We had done enough to win that game.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed.
I just don't think.
And I don't like being disappointed because of the effort they put in.
Yeah.
And everything that they did. I feel a bit guilty in a way of being disappointed.
It's a cruel game, Ryan.
but I genuinely felt disappointed. And I think that was a testament to how they played.
Yeah.
Because if, like, before the game, if someone would have said to me, will you take 3-3? I'd have gone, yes. 3-3, I get to see 6 goals.
Yeah.
And we get a draw against a championship team.
Yeah.
I would have bit someone's hand off for that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the game, I just think we deserved it. And we deserved to win that. And that is where the disappointment comes from. And that is a testament to how they played. Because we were disappointed. You know, and it's one of them. Man of the match, who's your man of the match?
Oh, do you know what?
Disgusting question, really, isn't it? Because everyone played so well.
Yeah. Do you know what? For me today, I'm gonna give his dues. Max Cleworth. I think, you know, for such a young player, like you said before, he showed his maturity on that pitch against players that have been playing far longer than he has.
Yeah.
You know, in a championship team, I just think he played so well, and I think I mean, we don't even know who the man of the match was.
No, we don't, because we're going to watch the game back after this because we're obsessed.
We're obsessed.
We are going to watch the game back because we.
So yeah, we don't know who the man of the match, but for me personally, I'm going to give it to little old Cleworth.
I think for me it was between two. And I think I swung.
So greedy.
I know, I swung the other way a little bit from you. I went, because it was between Cleworth for me.
Yeah.
I thought it was outstanding. And Elliot Lee for me. I think
I can see that.
I've been so impressed with Elliot Lee recently. Do you know what? He's a little wizard with the ball. He's very good. He creates chances, and he did that again today. But the thing that impressed me the most about him is how much his tracking back and his tackling and getting stuck in has come on. And for me, everything about his game was fantastic today. Yeah. So it was between them two.
It's difficult,
I probably
isn't it?
lean towards Elliot Lee for me, but Cleworth, I'm with you on that one as well.
I think just the team of the match, we'll say, because none of
team of the match.
I don't think it is. You know, you choose your man of the match, but I just think it was a game like that against championship team.
Yeah,
I think it was difficult to kind of choose just one. But yeah, Max Cleworth for me.
So we're in the draw on Monday night.
We are indeed.
So this podcast comes out on Monday, so it's tonight for you. So we're ball number 3. I know we're not through the replay, but it's going to be us or Sheffield United. They're going to be ball number 3.
Talking of this draw, we did have a message actually from Ali.
Yeah.
And she asked her, she's one of our American listeners, and she said that she was confused at why we are in the draw on Monday, even though we've still got to play. So basically, I messaged her, and you know, for all those who don't understand. So because obviously, even though we do have the replay, they still need to do the draw.
Yeah.
Because obviously when, you know, if ourselves or Sheffield win, we need a team to play in the 5th round.
Yeah.
So basically when it gets drawn on Monday, it'll say whoever it is, and then it'll be Sheffield/Wrexham.
Yeah.
So whoever wins our replay will play that team that's been drawn.
Yeah, that's how it always is. The replays are usually a week and a half after the original games. So it should be week on Tuesday, week on Wednesday, the replay. Fingers crossed we're going to that one. Because I've never been there. Never been to that ground. So it's another one for my little grounds app.
Tick.
So yeah, we're in the draw. Fingers crossed for that one.
Ball number 3.
So we had a little bet, didn't we?
We did.
We had a little bet, and it was so exciting.
It was exciting. I mean, I didn't really understand it, but yeah.
We had McBurney to score first, and Wrexham to win 3-1. So, well, we went 2-1 up. We only put £1 on, and McBurney scored first, and we were like, "Ooh, okay, we're 1-0 down, but our bet's on." And then we
every cloud.
We went 1-1. And then the cash out was something like £3 something. And we were like, nah. Let it go. We went 2-1 up, and the cash out went to like 33 quid off £1. And we went, the overall winnings would have been 250. But we cashed that bad boy out straight away, and then they scored. So we made a little bit of money. So we were really happy with that.
Happy days.
Happy days. So after the game,
yep,
we were invited onto 5 Live's Football Daily podcast.
We were.
BBC 5 Live.
Yes.
So we had a little phone call, didn't we?
We did.
A little chat with ex-players Sam Parkin and Neil Taylor, Wales player, used to play for Wrexham back in the day. We had a little chat over the phone with them.
I honestly think I made a fool of myself, if I'm honest.
You didn't. So anybody who wants to listen to that, we're not going to go too much into it. It should be out tonight.
Well, looking at past podcasts, they do it daily. So, yeah,
it should be out by the time this podcast comes out. It should be on there.
So it's BBC. I think it's called
Football Daily. It's called. So
BBC.
BBC 5 Live Football Daily, something like that. Have a look for it, and you can have a little listen.
We'll do a little cheeky link.
So, we've obviously waffled on about the Sheffield United game for a very long time. So we will speed it up a little bit to get through everything else.
Yeah.
So Dibbs has left.
He has.
He's gone
mutual decision, I think.
He's gone to Kidderminster Harriers.
Yep. Sounds like a rugby team, that does to me.
It's definitely not.
We'll get that because he's a football goalkeeper.
Yeah. So we had an email from Tam saying that he's a new Wrexham fan, asking how we deal with players that we like leaving. And it's a little bit of a twofold answer, really, because I have seen lots of players leave over the years. Sometimes players who are at the absolute peak of their ability and they leave a huge hole. Yeah. And it's really hard to deal with when they do move on to bigger and better things. Well, bigger things, maybe not better. But for Siân, it's weird because you haven't really had a player that you really like leave the club yet. It will happen at some point, but it hasn't happened yet.
Maybe ask me the question again. I don't know. Yeah. I think I'd be gutted.
Yeah, because Dibbs, we like Christian Dibble, but he wasn't really a favourite player, was he? For me and you. So it's sort of like, and the decision to leave makes sense for him because you got Howard, who's number 1. You got Langton at number 2. You've also got Rory Watson. I'll be honest, when Rory Watson and Kai Calderbank Park signed their extensions on their deals, I didn't say it last week, but my assumption was Dibbs is on his way because that leaves us with 5 goalkeepers, which we don't need, and you wouldn't sign them on contract extensions till the end of the season if Dibble was going to be.
Is it usual to have like four goalkeeper to
what you would normally have is you would have 3 goalkeepers. Yeah.
Yep.
And then so you'd have a first choice, a second choice which would sit on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
You would then have a third choice who would be in and around the squad and training with the squad just in case you get double injuries. Like we had Langton and Dibble injured, at the same time.
Yep.
So, you have that third choice goalkeeper there.
Yep.
The fourth one, it's not completely unusual because the fourth would normally be quite a young guy who's getting the experience of being around.
So those two.
I think Kai's quite Calderbank Park's quite young.
Yeah.
I think so. Rory Watson's been around a little bit, I think, but Calderbank Park, I think is quite young. Don't quote me on that though, because I haven't really looked that much into him. Because as I said before, hopefully I never have to see him. Because you've gone through quite a few goalkeepers there to get to him. So that's that. Or your third choice would be the young guy who's getting some experience of being around the team. So yeah.
Do you want a lack of experience though in goal?
Eh?
Do you want a lack of experience?
No, but that's the point of having them. It's to build that experience, build that first team experience without actually, having to play.
Yeah.
So good luck, Dibbs.
Yes.
You've done well for us. You have had your sort of like people who've been not too nice about you in the past, but
unwarranted.
Yes, thank you very much for all your service. Update on the cop.
Well, it's gone.
It has gone.
And we can categorically say it's gone because it looks absolutely, it's just bizarre.
It is bare, isn't it?
It is very, very bare.
Very bare.
So yeah, the cop end looked really, really bizarre today. But funding options are being discussed over the coming weeks with a view to start construction beginning of June, 1st of June, something like that.
1st of June. I think that's the plan,
That's the plan.
Get this season out of the way, start construction. Next season will be the 23-24 season.
Yeah.
It's hoping to be fully completed by the
24,
start
25.
of the 24-25 season.
It's very exciting.
It is exciting. They're exploring other options, as we mentioned last week. Maybe
They've got a plan B.
Maybe the TikTok Cup, as we said last week.
It will be the TikTok Cup. Yeah.
I reckon so. We talked about BBC 5 Live Sport.
Yes.
So we were going to badmouth them, weren't we? Well, I was.
Well,
anyway.
we weren't going to badmouth them.
No, we weren't going to badmouth them. But
I had a message last week from a guy called, I can't remember what his name is, Ross, that was it.
Yeah.
And he basically said that we would like to interview you and Ryan. Actually, no, I think he thought he was talking to Ryan because he put, "Hey, mate." And basically they wanted to interview us, like do a preview about the game.
Yeah.
But then it turned out they didn't. They had people already organised, so they didn't want to speak to us. But then,
so they dropped us like a stone, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
Before the game.
I think, and I basically replied saying, "Oh, I knew it was too good to be true." But anyway, as we were watching the game today, and we had another message from Ross saying that his producer on the Daily Podcast wanted to speak to us. So we were like,
we did that.
So they not replenish themselves. What's the word? I don't know.
I just like leaving you hanging.
Yeah, you do.
Not helping you.
Yeah, I can't think of the word. But anyway, they've it's really going to annoy me now. Do you know what the word is I'm trying to say?
No, I don't know what you're trying to say, no.
They relinquished themselves.
Did they relinquish
I don't know
themselves?
what that means.
No, I don't
whatever.
know.
They replenish themselves.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's move on.
Anyway.
One final thing, just to mention, we want to say, we don't know if he listens. He follows us on Twitter.
He does.
And he likes some of our tweets now and again. But Mr. Ryan Reynolds, Sian put a tweet on Friday. So it was our son's 11th birthday on Friday.
It was.
And Sian put on the podcast's Twitter account, she put a happy birthday to our son on there and said, happy birthday to him.
Yep.
And then out of the blue,
it wasn't really out of the blue.
Sort of.
Well, I basically had tagged Rob and Ryan in it.
Yeah.
Just saying,
it's still out of the blue, isn't it?
I thought they were just going to comment on the post.
Yeah.
But I was working from home, and all of a sudden I got Ryan sent a video, and I thought, and it was Ryan Reynolds' picture.
Yeah.
So I opened it up thinking, what's this going to be? Thinking that he just shared a video on Twitter and I was just getting notified.
Yeah.
But no, it was a personalised video to our 11-year-old son, wishing him a happy birthday. And oh my God, I was on my own at this point.
Yeah.
And Ryan was working, and I had nobody to tell.
No, you didn't.
I was so excited.
So Ryan, if you are listening, thank you very much for taking the time out to send a video to our 11-year-old, say happy birthday. It made his day. It made our day, to be honest. It was such a nice thing to do. We haven't shared it on social media or anything like that because we want to keep it special for...
Yeah, we don't want it to take the magic away.
Yeah, and we don't want to just share it with everybody. So a few people have seen it, and when we showed them in the club shop when we went to pick our tickets up, because,
I was like, do you want to see it? I don't even know how we got on the conversation, onto the topic, but anyway, thank you very much for that.
Anyway, we are running out of time, so let's briefly talk about Altrincham. So we're playing Altrincham next Saturday.
Yep.
It's at 5:20. It's going to be on BT Sport.
On the TV again.
On the TV again, and it's obviously going to be available on National League TV.
Yeah.
For people who don't have BT Sport, it'll be available on National League TV for our international fans as well.
Not our local fans, obviously.
No, yes, it will be, because it's at 5:20. There's no media blackout at that time, so it will be on National League TV.
Oh, yes, of course it will.
Yes, stop giving people some false information. So Altrincham are currently 13th in the league.
They are.
So they played 28 games. After 28 games last season, they were 18th with 30 points.
Yep.
They're 6 points better off this season. So although they've sort of 5 places better off, they're only 6 points better off. And I think I'd quite fancy beating them. What's your prediction for that?
My prediction for that is, I'm going to go, because it's an away game, you have to be very, I'm going to go.
Wow, this is boring.
3-1. It's the anticipation, the intensity of it.
Yeah,
3-1.
I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0.
Can I change my mind?
Nope.
Okay.
No, you've done it now. So they've lost their last two as well.
Yeah, they've been great, have they?
They've lost against Bournemouth and Chesterfield, which you could argue they're decent teams. So it's their top scorer is Chris Con-Clark.
I just put Con-Clark. I didn't know it was Chris. All the C's.
Chris Con-Clark.
Chris Con-Clark.
Triple C.
Triple C.
So he's on loan from Fleetwood, Chris Con-Clark.
Oh, is he? Right, okay.
Yeah, so he scored 9 this season, so it might be worth one that's worth keeping an eye on.
We did beat them 4-0 though at their home.
We did beat them
away for us.
No, we were at home because we're playing away next week.
Sorry.
Yeah, so we beat them 4-0. We obviously lost to them in the FA Trophy.
I've even written home.
Yeah, we lost to them in the FA Trophy.
Which wasn't too much.
Penalties.
Yeah.
Very much a second string team that we put out in that one. So
still played well though.
Yeah, and have
we done a podcast since that game?
Have we done a podcast since the FA Trophy game?
Yeah.
Yes, it
when
wasn't.
Was it?
It was a couple of weeks ago.
It's just so significant now in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shan School.
Yes.
We're going to run through Shan School.
We are.
So we asked you to look into promotions, relegations, playoffs, all that sort of thing. Now, we're going to focus on the National League.
Yes.
Because Wrexham...
because that's the only research that I've done.
Because it does differ slightly. The promotions and relegations don't differ. But the way that the playoffs are structured in National League is different than some of the EFL leagues, than all of the EFL leagues, actually, I think, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, forget what I just said. We're just going to focus on the National League and how that works.
Okay.
So, National League, end of the season. Team that finishes first, what happens?
Automatically promoted to the next league.
The next league, which is?
League 2.
League 2. So we would go... Look, I'm saying we, because, hopefully it does. Team in first position at the end of the season get promoted up into the Football League, and we'd go into League 2, which is the 4th tier of English football.
Which is actually in the Football League.
Actually in the Football League, and not non-league like we are now. Okay, the bottom 4 teams at the end of the season, what happens to them?
They automatically get relegated to the...
National League North or South.
Yeah.
So the bottom 4 teams, they basically go down a division. And then they play in the next league down, so that would be tier 6. And then they play in that league for the season to try and get themselves promoted back up again.
Yes.
We sort of brushed through that because it's nice and simple. Up and down is simple. Okay.
Up and down.
Right. So the playoffs is slightly more complicated.
There's 3 rounds.
There is 3 rounds. So what is round 1?
Elimination.
The elimination round.
No, I did that accent.
What teams play in the elimination round?
4 to 7.
Yes. So the teams who are at 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th at the end of the season go into the elimination round.
The 4th team have the home advantage.
Yes.
The team...
And they play who?
The 7th.
They play 7th. 4th play 7th.
5 play 6th.
5 play 6, so 4th and 5th.
And 5th have home advantage.
Home advantage as well. So, the team in 2nd and 3rd, they don't play in the elimination round.
They automatically go to the...
So they get a bye, ultimately, into the next round. Which
You've got to have some perks, haven't you?
Which is the knockout round.
Yes.
Not only do they get a bye, they also get home advantage. So the team in 2nd will play at home, and the team in 3rd play at home. Americans will get this,
right?
As long as, like, if they're into like American football, for example, because in the NFL, this is what happens. So the teams that are ranked 1st and 2nd, in this case 2nd and 3rd, because 1st's gone and promoted. The teams ranked 1st and 2nd, they get there's like a what am I saying? So the team at the top, they get a bye through the first round, and then they call it the wild card round in NFL.
Okay.
And this first round of the playoffs is like the wild card round sort of thing. That's ultimately what it is.
So the winner of the knockout game goes to the final.
Yes, each knockout game, they go into the final.
Yeah, and the winner of the final gets promoted along with the person at the top of the team who top of the table, that automatically gets promoted.
I was going to say something and you just kept talking.
Oh.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So the team at the top are promoted. The 4 teams at the bottom are relegated. The teams in second and third skip the opening round of the playoffs and go straight into the second round of the playoffs.
So the winner of that knockout goes to the final.
Yeah.
And then the winner of the final goes...
automatically promoted alongside the team that was in first.
Yes.
Well done.
Thank you.
You can breathe.
Thank you.
What are we going to discuss next week? I can't remember now.
Transfers.
Transfers, that's it. So how do transfers work?
I'm dreading this, to be fair.
When can you transfer a player? What fees? How much? All that sort of stuff. How do people pay?
Oh, we're going right in depth.
Oh, we're going right into it. Loan moves. When can they happen? When can transfers take place? Can they take place at any time?
Is this just for the National League?
Yeah, let's keep it National League.
Let's keep it simple.
We can broaden it out a little bit. I might throw a curveball your way.
Well, don't do that.
Okay.
Because I won't be ready for it.
No, you did very well.
Thank you.
Just a very quick one. If we didn't get back to you this week, then we apologise.
It's been a bit mental this week.
It's been a bit of a crazy week. It was our son's birthday. We had a lot of preparation to do. His birthday was on Friday. He had a party on the Saturday. We had stuff to prepare.
Then we had to go out in the evening.
Yeah,
and then we had the game today.
Shan had a hospital appointment.
I had an hospital
appointment in the evening. It's been a little bit nuts. We have replied to people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who sent an email, we have replied. Hopefully,
yeah.
we have. We've tried to sort of either just like or reply to certain tweets or Facebook posts, or
we will try and get back to everybody this week.
We will try our very best, but it is getting popular, this podcast, and we're really chuffed about it.
We are.
And we are thankful. But we would love this to be our full-time focus. Unfortunately, we both have full-time jobs and an 11-year-old child, and I work shifts, which can be a little bit of a nightmare as well.
Yes.
So we endeavour to get back to everybody. If we haven't got back to you, please don't be discouraged and think, oh, they're not going to get back to me. We will try. That doesn't mean don't get in touch again, because we'll try and get back to you again. But some of the ones I picked out from this week. So Chris W. is from Pittsburgh. He said he's been a huge Man City fan for 10 years, but since Welcome to Wrexham, he's added Wrexham to his obsession list for real football, as he calls it, not American football. Suggested maybe interviewing some Wrexham locals to see the impact of loads of new fans flooding in.
Definitely.
That is a very good idea, and I think it's something that we might be looking to do.
Yeah, I think we'll steal that.
We have got a few interviews lined up. We've done one last week.
We kept it a bit secret.
Yeah, that's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So that is an ex-Wrexham player that we've interviewed.
Yep.
And that'll be coming out in a few weeks. We have a few others potentially lined up, so we're not going to mention them at the moment because we're not 100% sure how they're going to play out.
Yep.
But we've definitely got one more coming from you. The response on the Bryn Law interview was brilliant, and people loved that. So that's why I think we're going to try. We're not going to let it take away from the podcast.
No, it's going to be like a separate
We're going to keep releasing them as an individual standalone thing.
Yeah.
Just show you a couple of clips during the podcast.
Yeah.
But please continue to get in touch. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or email us at @gmail.com.
I would like to just point out.
Yeah.
I would like you to tell everybody who is the person that does all the social media.
It's me. So message. Just say, "Hiya, Ryan."
No.
Just say, "Hiya, Ryan. How you doing, mate?"
It's
just
not Ryan. Just so you know. So if you get a response, and not a response because you do actually respond.
I do all the emails.
Yeah. But it's me who does all the hard work of the social media. Just
she doesn't. That's an absolute lie. Because if we get a long message on, say, Messenger, Shan will go, You can do that
Yes,
one.
because it's usually technical, and I'm like, I have no idea.
So don't say you do all the social media.
But I'm just saying that because a lot of people always go, "Hi Ryan" or "Hi mate" and stuff like that, and it's me.
She's talking rubbish.
I'm
Just
not.
carry on saying hi, Ryan. She loves it. So just a quick shout out for Dragon Chat. It's a mental health peer support group. They do a weekly Zoom call on Thursdays from 7 p.m. till 8:30. It's for anybody who is struggling and wants to talk to somebody. And it's great. It's a great service.
It is.
I would get behind it. If you're watching on YouTube, actually, if you're watching on YouTube, I've been drinking this all day. We're not sponsored by Prime, by the way. Other hydration drinks are available. I'd love to be sponsored by Prime, but we're not. I just like the taste.
So we'll
of it.
put some things over it.
I'll turn it around.
But if you're watching KSI and
Logan Paul,
Yogan Paul, I was going to call Yogan Paul.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
Dragon Chat.
Dragon Chat. What am I saying now? If you're down in the description, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're not, and you're listening to the podcast, head over to Facebook, the Wrexham AFC Facebook page,
or
Twitter
we will
pages,
try to,
and we'll try and post it out as well. We said that last time, and then we didn't do it.
Yeah.
So we will try and do it this week. But failing that, Wrexham AFC page on Facebook, they release all the information of how to get on the Zoom call on a Thursday.
Yes.
So there we go.
Is it quiz time?
It is quiz time, I think. Whoa, you're looking at the answers.
Put your ball time down and just concentrate, lad.
I nearly fell off my chair then. Right, okay. I didn't do a quiz this week. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
We're just going to sit here in silence?
So while we were standing around, I just threw one together.
Standing around when?
Downstairs when I was cooking the dinner.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just before we did it.
Like you do.
I threw one together. It's a Sheffield United game quiz.
Oh, great.
Because it's the thing that was just in my head.
Oh, okay.
Okay, 5 questions. Am I boring you?
No, sorry. I'm just, all the adrenaline's kind of disappearing now.
It is. It's weird, isn't it? Because I'm getting really cold and I'm getting really tired as well. Yeah, I know. Anyway.
Let's do it.
Yes. Question 1.
Okay.
We played Sheffield United in the FA Cup 4th round.
Did we?
Yes. What is Sheffield United's nickname?
The Blades.
Well done. That's 1 out of 1.
Thank you.
Boom. Okay, number 2.
Shakalaka.
Which Sheffield United player was sent off in the FA Cup game?
Oh, I don't know his name.
I've said his name 3 times in the podcast.
I know, I can't remember.
No?
Darren something.
Darren.
David.
No.
Paul.
No. Stop. It was Daniel Jebison.
Got the first letter right.
Oh,
Duh.
Well done. I mean, if you just said Daniel, I wouldn't have given you that.
Oh, okay, crack on.
Yeah. Question 3. Who scored Sheffield United's winning goal?
McBurney.
Winning...
winning goal?
No, sorry. Who... No, sorry. God, you're throwing me off here now. Who scored Sheffield United's 3rd equalising goal?
Fogel.
Fogel?
Google.
Ben Fogel?
What's his name? Goggle.
Boggle? Boggle,
that's it. I knew it was some sort
Bogle.
of game.
I think it's Bogle.
Is it? Boggle, whatever.
It wasn't him, no. It was John Egan.
I would never have got that.
I mean, you were looking at the score while we were doing the podcast. This name would have been on there.
I just looked at ours just to prove you wrong.
Question 4.
Aye.
We need to play Sheffield United away to see who goes through to the 5th round.
Right.
What is the name of Sheffield United's ground?
Is it Bramall Place? Bramall Road? Bramall Avenue? Close. I don't know. It's Bramall something.
Yeah.
The Bramall Ground.
No, Bramall.
Stadium.
No.
The Bramall...
You're on the right road, just smaller.
The Bramall...
No.
Cul-de-sac.
No. It's Bramall Lane.
Oh!
Okay.
Are you going to give me that, though? Because it's a Bramall.
If you like.
Yeah.
Question 5. What number ball are we in the 5th round draw? Well done. Ball number 3. Who do you reckon we'll get?
Well, it won't be Liverpool because they lost.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I reckon I don't even know who's in it, so I can't really... Man City, are they in it still?
Yeah, they're in
Man City, there you go.
Man City, Man United. We just our luck, wasn't it? We keep trying to draw a Premier League team. We draw one, and then we go out in the replay.
Do you know what? If we go out, we go out.
It's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to, at home. Their home.
Don't you? You disgusting Wrexham fan, you. I think we'll give them another good go.
I think we'll give them a good go, but I just think
Maybe. Anyway, it's been a little bit rushed. Sorry if you think that.
It hasn't been rushed.
I don't know, it feels it.
It just feels we're just a bit, like, mentally drained, I think.
Yeah.
I could do with a day off tomorrow.
I know, yeah. Thank you very much for tuning in again this week. We've loved having you on board. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, thank you very much, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye!
Bye.